Today's High Performance Podcast is brought to you by Josh Phegan Digital. It's the only place to track and keep yourself accountable by looking at all of the essential numbers, from buyer appointments, market appraisals and listing appointments, to listings, sales and income, and working in 45-minute sessions. You'll find it all on Josh Phegan Digital. Welcome to High Performance, the podcast featuring Josh Phegan and Alexander Phillips. Alexander, today we're going to talk about a really important one, and that's all about skill growth. Now, ultimately, inside of any business, you're going to have someone who's going to join your team, and ultimately, the challenge is that sometimes you think that they're going to be as good as you. Now, whilst they might have a fantastic attitude, there's always going to be some skills that are missing that you've got to build over time. So, Alex, if I came to join your team, you might say, well, Josh, maybe there's some market knowledge skills, but also, too, you want to know, can Josh run an open home? Can I do an open for inspection callback? Can I extract an offer out of a buyer? Am I capable of exchanging contracts on the day of the auction? What is it that you do to build the skill of the individual team members that work inside of Alexander Phillips' personal team?
Hi, Josh. Thanks for having me again. I think I look back when I first started real estate, and I probably put down the skill growth best of actually being in the field, soaking up, what's around you, being in an open plan office environment, asking a lot of questions, not doing something that you're unsure of, thinking about it, and sort of then creating your own skill set and your understanding of real estate from everything you've learned that's around you and building from there. So I look at, we're very lucky that our office, I sit with all my team and everyone else around the office, and we were always bouncing off each other. I'm listening to phone calls. They're asking me questions. I'm asking them questions. They're also learning from their own mistakes and actually letting them do that. So doing their own buyer appointments, doing their own negotiations, doing their own listing appointments. Unless you've failed a few times, you're not going to really understand what you need to do it better next time. I think from what I've seen over the 20 years I've been selling real estate, there's a lot of agents that like smother or don't allow that growth because they're doing it all. Like there's so many agents that just do everything.
Prevent the failure, right?
Yeah, they're doing all the paperwork. They're doing all the the negotiations. That they don't allow that person to grow. So I think I'm probably a person that lets people flourish more because I let go a lot, and that happened to me, and I think that's one of the reasons why we are where we are today. So the skill set, though. Everyone talks about, they want to be the best agent, and, they're going to be hungry and they're going to do, X amount of deals. But where that, skill set comes from is like a good foundation of learning. I used to learn my skill set from doing letterbox drops because I'd walk around the streets of Bronte, look at the street names, look at the houses, where are the units, what street numbers, what it's sold for. Where the school is, where the school catchment zone is, where the bus route is, what time do schools start, like all these little things that help me create a really good foundation of the product and the knowledge of that, and then how to talk about that with the marketplace, and then that skill set over years, because you've got to know what that house sold for 5 years ago and what it would be worth today, and that's something that I could walk down any street in Bronte and tell you that, and the surrounding suburbs. So a lot of it comes with years of experience, years of learning. I look at probably what I see a lot of these days is every agent has domain and REA alerts set up, but I don't think they actually know why they have it set up.
No, they email to archive, right?
Yeah, but all they're doing is emailing that agent when it comes in for a price guide. But what's the point of doing that? Like, what are you going to do with the price guide? Like, shouldn't you be going to the open home? Shouldn't you be going, oh, okay, that person that's got that house in Stanley Street, Queen's Park, I've just sold for someone in Bondi, I reckon I like that house. Then that buyer work kicks in and you're sending that link to that buyer, to that potential buyer that might have a house to sell. So I think that's skill set, knowledge of buyers and how that works is probably something that most agents lack, but where you can really flourish.
And I think this is about learning on the job. And what I love about what you're saying there is also too that a lot of this is going to be the ability to be able to coach whilst you're actually on the ground doing the work. And I would say to people, hey, permission to coach, and people are like, what do you mean? And then all of a sudden drop the guard, let me show you how to do that particular thing, because if you just change that one dialogue, that could shift everything. So this is the other great conversation. How do you like to receive advice, and how do you like to be able to receive feedback? So Alex, if
I'm working with you, hey, look up, I saw what you did there. You did some great work. What about this? So maybe if I give you some suggestions and maybe you might like that, or if I say, hey, Alex, permission to coach, change that, man. Don't say that again, but do this instead. And so then that way people can actually learn quickly to get to the level and the standard that you're already at. And the skill set is to really identify, if you've got up like a job scorecard, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you go, okay, great. Here are some things. Can you do an open? Can you do an open callback? Can you take an offer? Where do you sit on, 1 to 12? And ultimately to be in this team, you've got to be in the 10, 11 and 12 column. Get really clear and specific about the skills that you actually want to grow in your people.